Hey, what's up everyone? It's Acid Glow here. So we are back on Aliens Fireteam Elite, trying out the new game mode which was released today with the recent update. So this is called Point Defense on the map called Quake. So Point Defense is another take on Horde mode where you do have a huge amount of aliens swarming you, but the difference here is that you got to protect different points in different locations at different times. So you still have the option to buy consumables, but I believe they increase the amount you get, so you can buy them a bit more often to help you along the run here. So I'm going to use the class that I mainly use for dealing with a lot of aliens, and that is the Demolisher class. Alright, so the first point they are going to attack, I believe, is Alpha. And the top right corner shows different phases of the times you will get attacked at these locations, which are marked by those three icons on the top right there. So this is the first phase. And we got to protect Alpha, Beta, and Charlie at different points. And I believe this takes around maybe 12 to 15 minutes of gameplay to complete. And it's supposed to be like their mobile version of Horde mode in a way, but Horde mode does last a lot longer. I think has a lot more aliens. But I guess for having a different game mode, this is alright for now, but I would prefer like more campaign or story related DLC as opposed to a bunch of skins and you know, a kind of defensive version of Horde mode, because that's kind of what it feels like. I mean, it's alright. It gives you different game mode to play with for a while until we get the new kit in a couple of months from now, sometime in 2022. So we'll see. So I am using the build with my Demolisher class that has a lot of crowd control for stunning enemies, knocking them down, and getting more damage off my grenade launcher. It's funny because when I first did a review off the explosive weapons for the Demolisher class back in like August, I was kind of putting down the grenade launcher, and I thought, well, you know, I'll give it a second try, and I feel like it's the most used weapon I have right now on the Demolisher class. I don't really use the smart gun anymore, and the minigun is not strong enough or doesn't shoot fast enough. And so the rocket launcher is kind of okay, but it doesn't have that high DPS that I need for a lot of aliens and bosses, which is why I use the grenade launcher. So, alright, so we can resupply. We'll go here, and we have a good amount of credits that we can use to purchase some more items. That's good. Alright, and over here on this side is the Beta defense point. Alright, pretty nice. Nice looking map. Alright, so this is our chance to resupply with anything we need, but you also do have to start the next phase by going back to that computer terminal, but I'm not sure if they're going to do it or if they're still doing some other stuff in between. So let me check over here. How many? I have 500 left. Okay, let's see. Yeah, pretty much the same thing as what you buy in Horde mode. Kind of, yeah. I do like the cryo grid more than the static one. So let's see. Are you guys done here? I'll stay here because it's kind of close to the computer terminal. You could actually try to separate your team, one to each point, but depending on their build and class, they might struggle on controlling the bosses or even huge amounts of aliens. So it really depends on what your team build is like. But yeah. Here we go. Let's start the next phase. Alright. So we're going back over here. I believe it's all the way at the other side by Charlie. And nope, I'll take the stairs. Alright. Oh, they got there first. Okay, I went the long way. And here we are. Alright, good. And we'll plant this right there. And we'll put one grid over there. Alright. That should be enough. Alright, good. Good. So this game mode, I think it's pretty, it's decent, but I believe it's like not enough, because in my opinion this game had a big impact with the single player campaign. That was a lot of fun. I played it a lot to level up all my character classes and weapons and unlocking a bunch of other stuff. I only played Horde mode a short amount of time. It was very, very short. So after that, I did repeat a couple of single player levels until I finally stopped playing for a long time, because there pretty much was nothing left to unlock for a long time. I think for like maybe the past month and a half or so. Yeah. So there really wasn't much else to do, and nobody was really playing online on PC. It's really inactive, even with quick play. What this game really does need is cross-play. You know, PC playing with Xbox and also playing with PlayStation players at the same time. That's what it really, really needs. It also could use a feature to join a session in progress. Alright, so that one is offline. It took a lot of damage really fast. That's fine. So let's go to Charlie Point over here. And it's already pretty much finished. Yeah, we got there a bit too late. Whoa. Yeah, that thing just got destroyed. Alright, that's fine. I'm getting surrounded here. Alright. I'm fine. So we have one more defense point that is still online, but it's taking some damage. So I'm not sure if they're going to go there or if I should stay here just in case. But yeah. So I guess you can have different strategies for this game mode, where you could split each person into their own defense point, or have 2 and 1 travel together, or have all 3 travel together. You know, I guess we'll see over time what the best strategy is for dealing with this game mode and all the aliens. I guess we'll see later on. Alright, so this game mode, it's a good addition, but I don't think it's enough to keep the community interested for a long enough time. The thing with this kind of game is you do need some big DLC to really engage the players, and something like this honestly is okay to hold on to the fan base a little bit longer, but it's not going to be something that's going to hold the fan base continuously for months and months and months until you have a big DLC drop later on. So it's nice that they're going to update the game and have more extra content, more cosmetics, more other unlockable items, but I would have preferred something a bit bigger, and preferably something with more story related content, because I had a lot of fun going through the story mode multiple times just to read all of the collectible intel and hear all the dialogue and interactions we have with different characters like the NPCs. So that was a lot of fun for me, but I guess for me it's just because I'm more into the lore as opposed to the gameplay. The gameplay is okay, it's fun, but let's be honest, the game does need a substantial amount of DLC to keep the fan base holding on for months and months to go. Because the way I see it right now, it's not going to be enough in the long run. This game mode, just like Horde mode, is going to phase out maybe in a month or two. And then the fans will be requesting more DLC, more characters, more kits, more levels, more, you know, everything else that we all want. But I guess we'll see what happens in the future. Maybe in a couple of months they might tell us, yes, we have more story DLC or more extra characters besides the one that's already planned within, you know, this season. I believe it's the third one that's going to come up sometime next year. Then they have the fourth one, which should be the last one. But after that, I'm not sure if they're going to have any more, but we'll see. We shall see what happens in time. But I do like the game. It is a game that I will keep installed on my PC because I want to come back to it and play it every now and then. So from what I can say about trying this game mode for, I'd say, my first attempt, it's alright, but I don't think it's going to be enough to keep everyone interested in the long run, because it is still kind of similar to Horde, but you're just moving around a little bit more in a bigger map. But the game does need some bigger content, and as gamers we do want more content for the games we like, but it doesn't mean we're always going to get what we want. But I did read on their FAQ section on Discord that they were thinking about possibly maybe adding more story DLC. It's a possibility, but they're thinking about it. So we shall see what happens when this season of the last 2 updates are released next year in 2022. We'll see if they have a new roadmap for for that afterwards. But honestly, I mean, the game mode is okay, but after playing it for one attempt, I thought, okay, I'm kind of done with it. It's all right. Because for myself, I want something with a lot of story. Because there are players that like action and some players like story, or some that like both. But for myself, I love story. So that is why my favorite content in this game is the story. I love the lore. It was really well done. And I was really hoping they would have something with the engineers, because I wanted to see them being mentioned a bit more, at least make an appearance in some way, because I was like, man, they were just teased a little bit in the story. I just wanted to see more engineers, but yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. They might bring the engineers in some future DLC, maybe. I mean, I'd like to see it, but I don't know if it will happen, but we'll see. What about the using the aliens for a versus mode? That was something that was available in Aliens Colonial Marines, and even though I wasn't too fond of that game, it did have a lot of content when it comes to multiplayer. So it was available in that game. So I was wondering, can they do that for this game, or is it something they just don't really care about? You know, do you guys want to play as the aliens, or do you think this is enough just playing as the Marines? Let me know in the comment section. So yeah, we're pretty much near the end of phase 3, and that should wrap it up. And I believe there's a few more aliens lingering around. So we'll pick up the M over here and try to find the last one. I believe it's a Crusher alien that's walking around. Yeah, there it is over there. So that is pretty much the new game mode. I mean, you're just going from point to point, defending against aliens until you're done all 3 phases, and that's pretty much it. So overall, it's around maybe, what, 12, 13 minutes. But of course, that was on standard difficulty. I'm sure it would take a bit longer on the higher difficulty settings because the aliens have a lot more health. So it's an okay game mode, but honestly, I don't think it's going to be enough to sustain the community's interest in the long run. But I do want to thank them for giving us a new game mode. It is fun for now, but hopefully we see more story content in the future DLC sometime in 2022. So that's it. What do you guys think about this game mode? Let me know in the comment section, and I will see you guys next time.